So I'm going to take now VLSI ASIC system design. That is like a, you already know, like a very large scale integrated circuits. That is a full form of VLSI, and ASIC means like a application specific integrated circuits. That is a VLSI ASIC and system design. Here I mentioned specifically spec to GDS2. That is like a spec means like a specification. How the specification itself, like a initial requirement, then do we have to design the GDS2. The GDS2 means is a like a the final database that is going to fabricate that final IC chip. That is a specification to GDS2. That is I'm going to present today. Yeah. So this is the content I'm going to cover today, like a IC design option. I think you know, like a IC means integrated circuits. So hereafter I'm going like a call like a very short, I like a IC design option. Today we are designing the IC like a so that is multiple ways there. So that is looking into the first part, and second part like a IC design evaluation. So over the period like a 1962 since, so like a the IC chip design, how this developed, so how the technology tool wise everything like a advanced. So that is I'm going to cover IC design evaluation. And third topic, ASIC design flow overview, like a how like a specification to GDS2, how the industry they are developing the IC chip. So that is multiple stage are there, so those stage are I'm clearly explained stage by stage. And fourth topic like a IC design basic fundamental. So what are the fundamental we are need, like I want to like the IC design engineer, like what are the fundamental I know. So that is I'm going to cover that fourth. And fifth, like a electronics design automation and software, like we are calling like a EDA vendor, EDA tool. So what are the tool we are using, and what are the EDA tool providers there. So those all are I'm covering in the fifth topic. And the sixth and seventh, career path and job opportunity, then VLSI company. So those all are I'm going to cover 6 and 7. Yeah, I'm going to so IC design option. So this is a overall like a flow, how like a IC design option, like a here I'm going to divide a two part. One is ASIC, another one is central purpose IC. That is like a central purpose IC, another term we are calling like a FPGA, you might heard about. Yeah, first I'm looking into the ASIC, application specific integrated circuits. That is again divided into two parts, like a full custom and semi customs. So before going to explain the chart, like I'm giving you one example, like how, like I want to travel Chennai to Delhi. So how I can travel? So multiple option there. So first option is I'm going by cycle. That is one option. Another one is I'm going by car. Another one option I'm going by train. Another one option I'm going by flight. So these are the multiple options are there. But if I'm going by cycle, so it will take like a month. So I'm going to reach Delhi. But I want to reach within a 1 hour or 2 hours means, so I'm going to choose a flight. So that is a correct move. So like this, so I want to design IC. So very quick time to market. So many things are there. So nowadays this market is very competitive. So that's why like which option we have to choose and we have to implement the IC. So yeah, that is a example here suitable. So the ASIC full custom means like going by cycle, Chennai to Delhi going by cycle. Like a full custom means every individual cell we have to design one by one. The IC chip today contain like a million gate counts. That is we can design like a within a month or within a year. So it will take a huge time. So that's why they are full customs. They already designed the library. We are calling like a library. Then they are using like a, that is called a semi customs, that inside standard cell based and standard cell and hard macros. Hard macros is nothing but like a memories. And the soft macro also like a memory, so that is like a more flexibilities. So the semi-custom means already free designs are there, like all the memories, standard cells, multiplier. So already designs are there. We simply use, and like a plug and play kind of we can use it. Then after that, like array based gate array and structure array, that is going to divide. That is also already designed the those memory kind of in the array structure, then we are using. So most of the nowadays like a consumer electronics or mobile or whatever it is, they are choosing semi-customs. because within a 1 year the chip should be ready and the product should be ready, kind of market. So that's why they are using like a semi-custom based most of the things, sir. And like a full custom means whenever going to design the small things, that's why they are choosing the full custom design. And here central purpose IC means, like I earlier told, like a FPGA, that is field programmable gate array. That is a programmable. That is like means already the IC chip are fabricated. The only we need to reprogram it. So that is a thing. This FPGA mostly they are using like a aerospace, avionics, those kind of application they are using. So once fixed that, so we have to reprogram it. So once fixed the ICs, so we have to design, and that is like a FPGA, like the final file called like a PIT file we are calling. So that is we have to inbuild the IC, then we can use it. So no need to change the physical structure of the ICs. So like just we have to reprogrammable. So that is a central purpose IC, is also called like a FPGA. So this is a overall design options there. So nowadays the industry is using. So I'm going to next slide. Yeah. Then second, IC design evaluation. Like when you are engineering, like you might heard about like a Moore's law. So what he is telling, like every 18 months, every 1.5 year, IC inside transistors are there. So those transistor is going to a double, like every 1.5 year is going to a double. That is a Moore's law is telling. So when 1970, the Intel invented like a 4004 processor. Then after over the period, so now like we are in a 2020, so we can see that the number of transistor count, that is like a million, like a billion, like for example Qualcomm chip like a Snapdragon, and after that Apple A14 Bionic, and after that AMD. So all chips are like a billion kind of IC chips. So like this kind of like the technology is involved over the year. So this is a Moore's law. Yeah. The here like the first Intel chip 4004 microprocessor like contain only 1000 transistor, 1 megahertz like a frequencies. Then like over the period, like they are increasing the transistor count also, then increasing the clock frequency also. The central picture is mentioned like a 2001, nearly 42 million transistor and 2 gigahertz operation. And recently like a Intel Xeon, that is like a 14 billion transistor, 4 gigahertz clock frequencies. So this is how like a industry IC chip is so evolved. So this kind like they are increasing the transistor count. So what is the major intent, like the same space we have to increase the transistor means, so what we have to do that, so we have to decrease the transistor size. So that is a major option. So here, so I'm going to look into that below slide like how the transistor got reduced, what are the difficulties. So I'm explain one by one. Yeah, this is also like one more chart, like even 1980, the left corner the chart is nearly 20 micrometer. So that is the transistor size. We are always calling like they are telling always like IC chip design, which technology node you are working. That is mentioned the transistor width and length. That is we are calling node. That so in the 1980s they are like a micrometer kind of they are worked. Then over the period is went to nanometer. Now the industry working 5 nanometer, 3 nanometer. So see the right side figure. So that is right now we are working of 5 nm and that is 5 nanometer and 3 nanometer. So here like last 4-5 years. So yeah, the 22 38, that is a major like a 5-polar plain transistor. Then after that the like a CMOS move into like a FinFET technology. Right now we are working like a FinFET technologies. So so that is I'm going see one by one. Yeah, so this is a overall flow, like how the IC going to develop the final IC chip, how it will come. So yeah, that is I'm clearly explained. So first like ideas. So every company, the market strategy people are there. They are going People meet the people that they are understanding that what is the requirement needed, what is the features, what is the functionality needed. They understand that they are coming into the system architecture. We are calling like a architecture engineer we are calling. So they are coming, they are discussed. So this is a requirement needed. So you have to design that. They are list out that overall functionality. How many functionality, how it will work, what about the power consumption, what about the delay. So those all are they will bring into the table. They are discussed with the architecture engineers. Then architecture engineer defined like what is the input, what is the output, and what is the functionality. So those all are designed. And again, the functionality is they are more challenging. Like they are like which component, like a for example, multiplayer. I want to process the image processing. So which multiplayer I am using? So nowadays is market so many multiplayers there. So you want to low power or high speed or very less power consumption. So many things are. So which multiplier I'm going to use? So those kind of like a document preparation, architecture engineer will do. We are calling like a micro architecture design. So they are prepared micro architecture. Then they giving it to the RTL design team. So RTL design team, they'll take all the micro architecture TTL. They'll going to develop the code. So that is calling like a RTL code. So we will see later like a RTL code how. So they are developing that code. Then they'll like the micro architecture clearly mentioned what are the functionality needed. So those function also they are going to develop. Then once you develop that, they will send it to RTL functional verification team. In the functional verification team, what they will do, they will develop the verification environment and the test cases. So whatever RTL implemented, that is a correct or not. So that is going to verify in that. That is a in the system wise, like that is we are calling like a simulation. So system wise, we are verifying that like a RTL functional verification, all the functionality working or not. So all the environment developed and all the test cases. So those all are developed and they'll send to design for testability, like we are calling DFT a team. So they are like the DFT team, all the every node like a working or not, that is we are calling like a scan input. They are, that is a scalability controllability purpose. They are developing that the design for testability team. Then that similarly RTL functional verification team due to the RTL synthesize team in the RTL code. And the RTL synthesize team, what they will do, they will take a RTL code, then they'll give up all the constraints, like a STC constraint we are calling, and they'll send they synthesize that. That is like here we are going to the convert that, like that is RTL code, similar kind of C code that is converted into the like a logic code. That is again like a equal to and or, you might knowing that. So though and or logic gate going to convert in the that is a stage in logical synthesis. Then after logical synthesis completed, the output will change. That is we are calling netlist. So RTL synthesize giving you the netlist to physical design team. The physical design team, they will take a synthesized netlist. They will do the physical design. The physical design, so many stages are there. That is like a floor plan, placement, clock tree synthesis, and routing. So these are the stages physical design team they are doing. So that is like they are designed that like how much chip area, the IC chip area, that is we are calling like a core area. So how much, then where we have to place all the cells, memories, the IOs, those all are defined here in physical design team. Once physical design team, then they'll send that is like again converted into a layout that is sent to the physical verification team. The physical verification team, what they will check that here like totally the input is transformed, like the netlist going to a layout. Then they'll verify the layout. Actually nowadays like we are using like 8 to 12 layers, the connection, like the logical connection. So those all are like a violation, how the violations are there. Like we are calling like a DRC, that is like a design rule check. So that is like a base DRC, like a metal 0, metal 1. So those are we are calling base DRC. And above M12, like a metal 1 to M12, we are calling metal DRC. So those DRC in physical verification team check. So that is like they will correct. So no DRC, nothing. Then that once clean up the DRCs, then they send to the IR drop and power analysis. Yeah, the IC chip, like the power is important. So they will check, they will check a two kind of, one is a static, another one is dynamic. Static means like without working a chip, they are simply checking how the IR drop, VDD VSS, how that it's going to, like any transistor anywhere, any module not properly get a source voltage kind of, they'll check. That is a static. And once the chip activated, then they'll check. That is how they will check. They are calling like a vector code generator. They will generate the vector code, the functionality vector code. Through vector code, they will check. That is a dynamic IR drop. When working the chip, how it's power consuming. Those all are checking in the dynamic IR drop. So majorly static IR drop check and dynamic IR drop check. So those all are in the check, IR drop and power analysis. And after that, like a STA sign off. STA sign off like a timing wise. So here I am telling very short form, like a in the IC chip, 4 type of paths there. That is like a one is input to output. That is a one path. Another one is input to reg. That is a second path. Third one is reg to output. Another one is reg to reg. Four kind of paths there. So those 4 kind of path, the timing should be met. Then only the functional it will work, otherwise it will violating. That is usually you heard about like a setup violation or hold violation. That violation, that is a major challenge in the STA team. So they coming to converge that timing fixes. And every timing wise is clean, power wise is enough, and the physical verification also clean. Then the final GDS file, that is a GDL, geometrical database standard. So that is a format they send to the fabricated the chip. So here I mentioned like a formal verification and low power. The formal verification means like every stage they are checking function not going to change. So that is a formal verification. That is we are calling a logical equivalent check. So once RTL design done, so they send a verification. Then they are checking RTL with functional verification netlist. The RTL netlist. So the functionality not change. Like that, like a physical verification I am done. Then once I take that netlist, I check with the RTL code. So the whatever RTL code implemented, the same functionality should match with the physical design netlist. So that is a functional verification. That is every stage we need to check. And after that, like a low power design, that is like a recently is a very trend, like a that is also we have to adapt. So the low power design we need means we have to add in the design itself. So that's why I put a separate, that is optional. Like a mobile chip, those all are nowadays they are using low power design. So I have some few slides we see the later in the low power designs. So this is the overall flow. Here, like you have like a questions like how these, like every stage the engineer should work, and every engineer should work parallelly. Like a RTL design, they are like the system architecture, they'll give a like a 20 functionality. Initially they'll implement the 10 functionality, they send to the remaining team, they'll develop remaining 10 functionality. Then remaining those people they'll work. So everyone should work parallelly, they'll implement, then they'll get a final product of that the IC chip. So this is a overall flow. Yeah, so in the flow, how it will change, design abstract level, how it will change, that is I'm showing here. The first system, that is I showed the in figure IC chip, that is like the document. Then the module will come, that is a RTL code, that is a ALU or MUX or multiplayer, that is changed. Then that is RTL code inside. Again, module converted into the gate, that is a logic gate, you might know in AND gate, the basic logic gates. Then the logic gate transforming the circuits, that is a PMOS, NMOS, that is a CMOS. Then CMOS again coming into the final silicon device, that is a device. So this kind like the transformation will change the every stage. Yeah, fourth, IC design basic fundamental. So I want to enter like a IC design in the VLSI industry. So these all are the basic fundamental, we should know that. like a first one is digital electronics, second one is CMOS transistor, but nowadays we know that a FinFET technology. So that is nowadays we are using. And after that, like a coding, RTL coding wise, RTL programming language, then script language. The RTL programming language, we have to use develop the design IC chip design purpose, and the scripting language, like why we make it automation. Like for example, in the physical design and all, 5-6 stages are there. So we are always like we can't work one by one. Like if automation means we make it a script, then we start a initial stage, then it will complete a route. So it will work floor plan placement, clock tree synthesis, routing. Like we make it automation. That's why we need a scripting language. And after that, like a low power design.